Hi there, this is Matt with State of Flex here to talk to you about Disney's latest film, Cruella. This is their newest live-action pseudo-remake following the character of Cruella de Vil from 101 Dalmatians, and I gotta say, I love this film's energy. It has such a fantastic attitude about it. It's mean-spirited and biting, but in a fun and inviting way that works with the character. My biggest complaint about the film is just that it is a touch overlong. However, I don't necessarily feel like there was any part that left me bored, and I think the only reason that I felt the length of the film is that it is sort of a prequel. You're watching the meteoric rise of Cruella de Vil throughout the film, and you kind of already know the outcome of that. It suffers from what I like to call the Indiana Jones effect. The Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, as great of a film as that is, introduced the number one thing that I absolutely hate from prequels. The opening scene of that movie is essentially an Indiana Jones prequel, where you learn how Indy got the scar on his lip, how he got his hat, how the many other numerous things, his fears of snakes and stuff like that. His quest for knowledge. And all of the things in his life can be boiled down to one crucial event, right? And you see that a little bit in this film. You ultimately know where this film is going to go. That said, the journey to get there is really quite fantastic, and it has no real egregious scenes like how did Wolverine get his jacket, like in X-Men Origins or something like that. This does the prequel thing much better, but because it is a longer movie, you do kind of find yourself checking your watch maybe a couple times, especially in that middle act. That said, Emma Stone and Emma Thompson are two powerhouse women in an incredibly engaging performance, and both are stealing every single moment of screen time. Your attention is just laser focused on how magnetic both of them are. And then there's also some fantastic side character acting and stuff like that from Mark Strong, and John Fry, I believe is his name, has sort of one of Cruella's cronies, and he gives a really strong performance, as well as, I can't remember the gentleman's name, I just looked it up. He was in, he played the sort of silly character in I, Tonya, as well as Black Klansman. The actor's name completely slips my mind. I apologize. He is fantastic in this, and he has some cute little beats with his dog that is missing an eye. But his love of that dog is really engaging throughout the film. But the film has a sort of wicked sense of humor that really works for it. It's a lot smarter than you're expecting, and this is easily one of the top tier live action remake, reboot, or whatever movies that Disney's put up. I think it's every bit as good as Jungle Book and Cinderella, which I think are two of the two best live action adaptations of their works. This one stands shoulder to shoulder with them, and I think that there is genuine talk of Emma Stone maybe getting a nomination. I know it's super early in the year, but I would not be surprised if that were to happen. Her performance in this is just dynamite, as is Emma Thompson's. And then the other thing that I think has a lot going for it is not only its production design, but cinematography. The camera really is a character in this film, and there's neat beats where the camera is like moving and weaving and enveloping you in what's happening on screen. It's a very beautiful film. Lastly, I want to talk about the amazing soundtrack. This soundtrack is one of the best soundtracks. Like, I'm absolutely going to download it or buy it if I can right away after I'm done recording this. It's super fantastic. As I mentioned before, the attitude of this film is really striking. I feel very much that the director was going for like the feel of the early films of Edgar Wright, or Guy Ritchie, like his Lock, Stock movie, or Snatch. Like this very much feels like that, or like an early Danny Boyle. Lots of hard-hitting music that kind of fuels the scene with an engaging camera and powerful performance right in front of your face. Excellent film. I give it 3.5 stars. Really, really enjoyed it, and I hope that you do too. Thanks for watching. Let me know what you thought of the movie down below in the comments.